And today, a 19-month-old child with a rare disease now needs a treatment that costs $2 million.
Now, tonight, they're reaching out to the Fox 31 problem solvers and Laura Wilson, who shows us why this price tag is so high. Laura?
Well, little Maisie has the most severe type of spinal muscular atrophy. In fact, her mother says 95% of children with type 1 SMA don't make it to age 2. Maisie, as you heard, is already 19 months, so her family is turning to the public for help and raising enough money to pay for a life-saving treatment. Taking care of 19-month-old Maisie is a full-time job.
She can't be left alone, ever, because in a second she can choke on just her own secretions.
That sound you hear is her vent. And throughout the interview, we witnessed just a small portion of their daily routine. Maisie was diagnosed with type 1 spinal muscular atrophy last June.
Pretty horrible, gruesome stuff.
There's an FDA-approved treatment called Zolgensma that not only stops the disease from progressing, but can reverse the symptoms over time.
This is my baby, and I want to give her the best chance at life. I can't do that because I don't have $2.2 million.
That's about how much it would cost out of pocket for the one-time life-saving dose.
There's not a million kids that have this disease. There's like 250. In order to continue to fund their research, they need to charge a high amount.
And state Medicaid won't cover any of it.
They denied Maisie because she's responded to Spinraza, and then they denied her because they don't have clinical data that supports over the age of 5.9 months.
Spinraza is another FDA treatment that Green says only slows the progression of the disease.
In May, I watched 5 of my friends bury their babies, all on Spinraza.
So she's making a desperate plea to the community to help raise the money before it's too late.
Please, this is my baby.
The Grand Junction mother still holding out hope her baby will live to see her second birthday.
I can find $2 in the bottom of my purse, in my car. If we could get 1 million people to find those $2, we could do this.
And a GoFundMe page has been set up for Maisie. So far, they've raised about $60,000. Live in the newsroom, Laura Wilson, Fox 31. Maisie's mother, C.G. Green, told me today she didn't think her daughter would get this treatment in time. That's because 95% of kids with this disease who go untreated don't live to see their second birthday. They say it takes a village.
Oh, yeah.
But in the case of 20-month-old Maisie Forrest, it took an army.
She led an army, Maisie's army.
C.G. Green, alongside an army of thousands of strangers, has been fighting for her daughter's life since she was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy last year.
It's okay.
On Wednesday, they managed to beat the odds as Maisie received the first dose of Zolgensma here in Colorado since its FDA approval.
I haven't felt joy like this. I haven't been happy like this in over a year.
The drug comes with a $2.2 million price tag, and Green admits she had almost lost hope after Medicaid denied her claim for Zolgensma.
I had resigned myself that it wasn't going to happen, and that I was starting to accept the fact that Maisie's not going to get it, but at least she's going to make it so others can.
But Maisie's army reached out to Fox 31 last month, and after our story aired,
this whole thing went viral.
Twitter philanthropist Bill Pulte caught wind of the story and called on his Twitter followers, who he calls teammates, to help.
I said, all this beautiful baby needs is a life-saving drug. And so I started to think, okay, well, what are our avenues? Legal was a big one. We got a lawyer, we got involved, we contacted Fox, and we made it happen. How are we doing?
The denial was overturned by Rocky Mountain Health Plan late last month after Green was granted another hearing. It wasn't until this moment, though, that Maisie's family could finally start looking ahead to the future.
And what are we doing for your second birthday? So we have to have like a gigantic party.
But this family's fight isn't over yet.
I want to use the traction and the following that Maisie has to continue to pay it forward.
In fact, Maisie's army is just getting started.
We've helped overturn 3 denials for 3 other babies to get approvals for Zolgensma. And so we're just going to continue on that path.
And Maisie will be monitored every week for the next 3 months here at Children's Hospital. From here on out, her symptoms should not get any worse and could possibly get better over time. In Aurora, Laura Wilson, Channel 2 News.
Once you're better, there's your better. Oh, there you go.
CG Green has never been happier to watch her daughter enter into what she's already deemed the terrible twos.
She's a brat. I am. I'm so excited. I'm the only parent that's like, yes, she's hitting me.
Your knuckles. Yeah!
6 months ago, she didn't think this day would ever come.
Her breathing has been the biggest thing for us. I was certain that was what was going to take my baby.
Maisie was diagnosed with type 1 spinal muscular atrophy back in 2018. 95% of children with the disease, if gone untreated, don't live to see their second birthday. But last week, Maisie celebrated hers.
Happy birthday! Now there's hope, and there's so much hope.
That's thanks to a life-saving one-time dose called Zolgensma, which Maisie received in August.
That's my stethoscope.
On Thursday, doctors confirmed what her family has witnessed for months. The 2-year-old is showing significant signs of improvement.
The fact that she's able to sit up on her own, the fact that she's able to turn her head back and forth, lift her arms up, put a little bit of weight on her legs, are all things that we would not have expected to see a baby with spinal muscular atrophy do.
Maisie still requires a ventilator and suctioning.
Here you go.
But Green says she's less dependent on machines now.
When she sleeps is the only time she's requiring her vent, really, and if she's incredibly tired after a really long day.
Green, alongside a group called Maisie's Army, has wasted no time fighting to help other families get Zolgensma for their infants.
We've helped 18 kids get their decisions overturned and get the drug, and all the kids that are getting the drugs are doing phenomenal.
She's in the process of starting a nonprofit to continue helping children with SMA.
I begged the world to help me with my baby, and everybody came out of the woodwork to help my child, and I owe it to them.
Nikki, all the people didn't want to see you.
As for Maisie, Green says she's not sure what to expect moving forward, but that's not a bad thing.
The Spinraza, we were still seeing the decline, and I knew where my future was. And with Zolgensma, I don't know my future, and I'm okay with that. It's a great thing, the unknown.